this Friday morning. Well, how about this? One of the prisoners who escaped from prison last Sunday night has now been captured. Steve has more info, and there's a lot of details here over at police headquarters. Steve.
Well, coming out of your Sixers story, let me use a couple of basketball metaphors here. You could say the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, now with one car, can really double team and do a full court press on Amin Hurst, because now their whole focus is on him. And so here are pictures of what happened last night at 10:20 in Strawberry Mansion at 29th and Dolphin Streets. It's a strip mall with a KFC, Stop and Shave, and Rite Aid. And they see him come out of a house, and here is Robert Clark with the Marshal Service telling us that they had a loose tail on him and they were surveilling him in this house, just waiting for him to come out. And listen to what he was wearing when he came out the door.
We were conducting a surveillance operation in an area that we believe Nasir Grant was frequenting, and at about 10:20, 10:25, a male resembling Nasir Grant came out of a residence wearing full female Muslim garb and a head covering. That gentleman piqued our interest. He got into a vehicle. We followed that vehicle over here to the 2800 block of West Dolphin Street, and a felony vehicle stop was conducted. At that time, Grant was taken into custody without incident.
And so after the show yesterday, the first break was the arrest of this woman, right? So they catch Ziani stalling. She's 21, and remember, the three of us were talking earlier in the week on Tuesday saying there must be some outside help to help them get to the outside, and we were right. And she was on the outside, and what we learned was she had a phone call. All the calls from the inmates are recorded. They're not listened to live. They're not monitored live. That would be impossible, a source told me. So when they escaped, they had to go backtrack and investigate. And what's their history? Who'd they last talk to? Their jail phone calls, and she was one of them. And she happened to be an inmate herself a few times, lastly in February. All right, so they listen to that call, and it gives them information about how they got out and where they may be. And so now Amin Hurst is the focus. He is the more serious of the two, by the way, because he's the accused four-time killer. And so that is the full court, double team, full court press to catch now, because the other guys that got the other guy last night can now be on the Amin Hurst team as well. And they're telling us we may get him at any time. And remember, we said he could be on Indiana Street or in the state of Indiana. Well, we also said the number one place to go is home, and they caught Mr. Grant 14.2 miles from his prison cell.
Yep, people have a tendency to do that. Go to a home, somebody that you have a relationship with. All right.